Alright. What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, me and Mama are here after the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever game, and Mama. Final score, 79 Indiana, 52 Chicago Sky. The Chicago Sky lose by, 27 points?
Yeah.
This is even worse, I think, than the last time, because the first game of the season, I think we lost by 25, was it?
I thought it was 31. I thought it was 31.
I know we lost against we lost against New York by 35. I thought it was. Hold on, let me check real quick. I should have looked this up.
It really doesn't matter. The fact that we lost, and we lost so horribly.
Yeah.
I would say that the first half wasn't as bad compared to what the Fever was doing.
Because you want to know why the first half actually wasn't that bad?
Because they both were doing the same turnovers.
Because
shots.
Yeah.
But the second half,
the Fever played terrible in that first half.
Yeah.
Horrible.
But the second half, they played their game.
And they made their shots.
Yeah, they were doing it to the point that Boston didn't have to be in there that often. Was able to sit down. Bonner stayed in. So they didn't need their main players to really do much in order for them to win tonight. But I just think our roster, at the same time, the people that he had on the floor were not a match for what needed to be done. Ariel Atkins didn't do anything tonight, so that's one of the things. When we know Sloop going down, that was the main problem right there.
Yeah, so
they were not prepared to play without her.
So guys, in the first quarter, Courtney Vandersloot, kind of early in the first quarter, she kind of like jumped in the air, and like when she got in the air, she reacted like, oh, something really happened. She fell down to the ground. She was clutching her knee. She was down for a while. They ended up helping her off the court. She put no pressure on her foot at all. She was basically carried off the court. And then we saw Allie a little time later. We saw Allie go down the tunnel. So I'm sure. One, Courtney did not return to the game. It looks really, really bad. Whatever happened with Courtney Vandersloot, it looks really bad, and it forced the Chicago Sky to move to Haley Van Lith for the rest of the game.
Right.
Sooner than what they like. Of course, Haley gets in the game during every game, but like
to carry the game,
she played
she
25 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot for a rookie.
That's a lot for Haley. That's a lot for Haley, and she wasn't ready to go. And do I think she played as well as she possibly could?
Yes. She did.
I'm not upset with the performance that Haley gave.
No.
Yes. She had her head down a lot of times. Yes. We got into our offensive sets very, very late because she was struggling with the defensive pressure. However, I think she did the best she could have. She was not ready for the situation they put her in, and it is what it is. She ultimately ended up with 7 points, 2 rebounds, 0 assists for Haley. Though at times I thought she played some pretty good defense at times.
Yes, she did.
But yeah, she just,
she wasn't ready for this.
She wasn't ready.
And we were not expecting this to happen. And so early in the game, it kind of it put a dagger in everybody's emotional. You could see it. It was like oh, everybody was like oh, because we just wasn't expecting this, and it just changed the whole game altogether. I think this guy was ready to challenge the Fever for real with Sloop, but without her, I don't think we had a chance. I think we could have did better than what we did, because we missed a ton of free throws, number one. And number two, we were not as aggressive at the rim as we could have been. But I think Sloop, because she always is able to get everybody into their positions. So that made a big difference tonight. And I am so disappointed that they lost so badly. I think that's the main thing. It's one thing to lose, but to lose so badly, and you can just see the energy just was not there for them, for the offense part. They was doing some defense, but you're not going to stop the Fever from that 3-point line. They are trigger happy with that.
We could have stopped them. We just didn't.
But in the third and fourth quarter,
I saw it was a lot of hand down, man down action. A lot of times where the Sky could have put their hands up to contest. Sure, could the Fever still have made the shot? Yeah, sure. But I did see some lazy perimeter defense. And perimeter defense has been something that the Sky has struggled with this entire season. Remember, the New York Liberty, they had like a record number of threes against the Sky earlier this year when they beat us for 35 points because we just could not get out and contest from the three. I'm not sure what it is, but we just see ya.
But I also think some of the refs calls too gets into the Sky's head.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I know that's not an excuse. What I'm saying is that adds injury, to when you're not going to get any of your calls, and they're just calling stuff just to call. It's like that wasn't no foul. What are you looking at? But they didn't care. They're like, Fever gonna win, so let's just give it to them. That's the way I saw it. Especially the one of those refs, that's what it seemed like to me that she was doing.
Well, at the end of the day, the Sky had a chance to win this game. The Sky played like crap, even though Sloop went down. Absolutely understand that. But here's the deal: we lost by 27 points, and Caitlin didn't even shoot up. Caitlin did not even play. Imagine what the score would have been like if she would have played. Like I'm just saying, like this is unacceptable. The way the Sky played today, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep having bad games where we just kind of do nothing throughout the game. Natasha Howard was dominant in this game. 13 points, especially in that. See ya. Let's hope for a better game next time.
Yes.
It's a sad time. Natasha Howard, 6 of 10 from the field. 13 points for her. Aaliyah Boston, 4 of 7, 11. She didn't have to do that much at all. Kelsey Mitchell, she was struggling from the three, but she finished with 17 points. Basically, everybody on the Indiana Fever did their job. Ari McDonald continues to show people how she needs to be in this league. She is a really good player that was not in this league. She played 25 points in today's game. Ultimately ended up with 12 points in this one. She gave really good minutes. Really, really good minutes in this game. And for the Sky, Camilla, not enough touches. She only had 5 field goal attempts in this game, and that's ridiculous. You need more from a top-notch player like a Camilla Cardoso. You need her to do you need her to do a whole lot more in this game. But she needs to see the ball. Yep. Here's the thing. Angel was looking for Camilla, but was anybody else looking for Camilla? No, it didn't seem like it. And even with that being said, I thought Camilla had a pretty good game. I mean, I think she did what she could do when she had the basketball.
Ariel not being in the game mentally, I guess. She didn't do anything really to help them tonight.
Yeah, she was a struggle fest, absolute struggle fest in this game. And Kia Nurse, again, she should not be starting. Like, I like Kia Nurse as a person. I think she's a cool person. I think she's a talented basketball player. However, I don't think she should be starting in this game. Once again, the player of the game for the Chicago Sky is Beck Allen coming off the bench. She needs to be starting. I don't understand what the obsession is with Kia Nurse starting. I don't get it. It makes no sense. Beck Allen plays 15 minutes in today's game, goes 3 of 6, 8 points for her. She did her best, right? Angel, I would say, I thought Angel played well. Again, efficiency, sure, could she make more her shots some of the first time? Yeah, sure, absolutely. There's stuff that she needs to work on. However, I thought she gave some really good minutes.
Yes,
I thought she made some really good decisions on the offensive end. Yes, she does end up with three turnovers. However, watching the game and actually paying attention to the game, I thought she gave the energy. I thought she gave the effort. It's just when she passes out to her teammates got to make the shot.
Right.
There were a lot of really good possible assists.
She set them up real nice.
And she finishes the game with 2 assists, 4 points, 2 assists, 12 rebounds. Here's the thing. I think she could have had closer to 7 assists. But when she gives good passes to a wide open person for a 3-point shot, you got to hit the shot.
You got to make it.
And, that's one thing this guy got to work on. Got to make his shots. Got to consistently play some defense. And you have to feed your bigs, okay? Feed your bigs. Anyway, that's the stream. The Sky lose once again. The Indiana Fever played terrible in the first half. That's the only reason why this is only a 27-point game. If the Fever played the way the Fever is supposed to play in that first half, if they don't have all those crazy turnovers and just mistakes in this game,
we would have been a 100-point game.
We would have lost by like 40-some points.
Yeah.
Guys.
It would have been easy.
I don't know where the hope is for the Sky in the future. If Courtney Vandersloot is still out, again, she got hurt in 5 minutes into this game. If she's still out, I'm concerned. I'm heavily concerned about this team going forward. Haley Van Lith is not ready. We need to figure out, maybe there's somebody we could pick up or something. But this does not look good. The Indiana Fever played like crap in the first half, still swept us. And Caitlin didn't even play. A lot of stuff to work on. Also, a thing to note is that Stephanie White was not coaching today. She had a personal reason, so she was away from the team, and so she had one of her assistant coaches coaching. And maybe some of that slow start was because they had an assistant coach as the interim coach. My phone ran out of storage, but overall, I thought today was great for the amount of fans who attended today. So I'm very happy that this game was at the United Center. It sucks that Caitlin was hurt because I think we would have had probably more people in attendance. But it was a great crowd. I felt like definitely way more Fever fans than Sky fans. But overall, sure, am I frustrated by the Chicago Sky and their horrible play? Yes. But all in all, I think this is a W for women's basketball, W for the WNBA. Now, is a blowout a W? No, it's not. You got to play better. But the fact that we had as many fans as we had today, I don't know what the official number is for fans in attendance to today's game, but this is good for women's basketball. But when you have these big time games at these big time arenas, you have to make it competitive throughout the entire game. That's something that did not happen today. But hopefully the Sky will improve, get better, figure out some offensive schemes to run, actually run some real offensive schemes, get their practice players to give more of what they will see in the actual game, and maybe some things will change. Maybe. Fingers crossed for the Chicago Sky, but yeah, struggle fest, struggle bus. Well, the only way is up from here, right? 27 points. You got to play better than this, right? Anyway, all right, bye, y'all.